How's it going, everybody? In today's video, I'm going to be showing how to make a simple Flappy Birds game. Here's a little example of what I made. Got this little game. Run through these pipes. Pretty awesome stuff. Once you hit a pipe, you just explode. So we're going to start by going to New, Reload Startup File, and for this project, we don't need the character. So just make this the center and add a cube. This will be our player, so we're going to give this player a color, make it like red, and we're going to put it on dynamic and collision bounds cube. Alright, so now that we have our player, we can add some logic. So we're going to start with a keyboard, spacebar, and tap. Now we're going to add a motion, connect these two together, and make the motion 500 on force. This will allow us to just tap once and the character will move up. So we can show a little example, hit keyboard, press your spacebar, and your character moves up. So now we're going to press 3 on the numpad and we're going to add a camera. Add the camera in, press 0, G, Z twice, pull it out, and now we have our character right in frame. So we're going to add a cylinder now. Move the cylinder out, go into edit mode, and extrude up, extrude, scale, and bring it up again. That is a ginormous pipe. Okay, we'll leave it. It looks like a mushroom, but that'll be fine. So we'll just scale that up, make sure the bottom is out of frame, and we'll make the material green. So now we have a character and we have a pipe. But this doesn't really look like a cool game, does it? So what we're going to do is click on our pipe and bring it over to a different layer. And now we can press 3 on the keyboard again, the numpad, and duplicate this tube. So we'll put about that much spacing between them. Do the same thing for the other one and raise this one up. Let's extrude that down a little bit. And we'll click on all these. Rotate on the x-axis 180 degrees and pull it up. So we'll just click on all these and group them together. So we'll go to Relations, New Group, and we'll call this Pipes 1. So we go, and what we can do with each one of these is change them up. So we're going to take this one, raise this one up, put this one down, move this one down, and for this one, we're just going to bring this one all the way down here, bring this one down, and this one down. Now if we go into here, you'll see that we have our first group. We are just going to go Object, Transform, Origin to Center of Volume, and we're going to click on Pipes 2, do the same thing, Transform, Origin to Center of Volume, and Pipes 3, I guess it's Pipes 3-1, that'll be fine, Transform, Origin to Center of Volume. Now that we have all these, we go back to our main scene, go into our camera, and we're going to add an empty. Click on this empty, out of frame, and we're going to say always, put it on a tick of 250, and we're going to add a random. Now for this, we'll have to add a property, and we'll call this random pipes. We'll set this random to an integer uniform, and we'll say a minimum of 0 and a maximum of 3. Actually, we'll do a minimum of 1. So that's 30. I just want 3. Okay. And this will give us a number between 1 and 3. Connect these two together, and we'll add a property. So on this property, random pipes, we'll say on the value of 1, it will add an edit object. It will spawn pipes 1. And we'll set this for a duration of 250 as well. So that way, when it passes the camera, it will despawn. Now we are going to set the scale. How's that gonna look? Okay, fine. Actually, we'll bring this camera out a little bit more. Okay, and we will raise this guy up a little bit more. Perfect. So now that we have our stuff spawning, we can go in here, click on these pipes, click on the middle ones, cursor to selected, and add a empty. Click on all of your pipes on the first stage, and then select the middle, Control P, keep transform. So now they're all parented to this empty. Do the same thing for each stage. Okay, so now that you have them all selected, make sure to click on your empty, click on a active part of your group, add to active, and do this for each one. Now that they're all part of the group, you can click on your empty, say always, add a motion, and we're always going to go -y. So let's see what that looks like. -10, how about -0.20? We'll do 10. So do this for each one. In fact, we'll just select all these, spacebar, copy, and we'll go logic bricks to selected. So now they'll all have the same. So if we click this, they'll all move together. Go back to our main scene, go into the camera, and press P. Now we have a Flappy Birds moving level system. But they're a little bit too close together. So we're just going to go in here, and we are going to, actually no. So we're just going to click on our empty, hit always, and we will say every 300. See if they'll space them out a little bit better. So now we go into our game and we can see the pipes are spaced out a little bit more. But you can also see that they're kind of freaking out and disappearing before the end. So we don't really want that. So we're just going to go in here, edit objects, and we're going to say disappear at 500 for each of them. Press play. See how this works. So now one spawns in, the others go out of frame. So now we kind of have the same thing. We don't want to see them spawning in, so we're just going to drag this back this way. Now if we press P, you'll see that they come into frame, nice and smooth, and they exit frame, nice and smooth. Okay, perfect. So now we need to make it so if we collide with the pipes, it will end the game. So click on your player, say collision, and we're just going to use a material. Click on the material you want. If not, use a property, call it pipes, and that'll do the same. Then we'll hit edit object and end object. So if we go in here and you hit a pipe, game is over. Character is destroyed. Now we want it to be a little bit more spectacular. So we'll go into another layer, cursor to center, and add a cube. Scale this down, give it the same material as the player, and make it a rigid body. Give this rigid body collision bounds. So always tap and then add a motion. Connect these two together, give it a force of 500. So press play and it flies into space. Then we'll just duplicate this. We can actually just go look at them. Rotate this one a little bit. Duplicate, rotate, and rotate 90. All these, Shift D, rotate on the Y-axis 180 degrees. And now we get this good explosion. Boom. Perfect. So now we can group all these together. Select with the box selector and new group. Call this player explode. Okay. Now we have that. We can just go into our group instance, player explode, and we can go into our player, edit object. Now we're going to have this end object. We're just going to add object. And we're going to go player, explode, click, and then end object. Now if we go back into our camera and we play the game, you'll see these pipes are definitely not where they're supposed to be. But if you hit the pipes, you explode. Okay. So Now we play the game, and we have our pipes that are spawning, nice and randomly. You can play the game. If you hit something, you explode. And obviously some of them aren't doing what they're supposed to, but that's fine for now. So now what we're going to do is make this look a little bit more pleasant. Go into our world, horizon color, bring this all the way up to the brightest it can be, make it the slight blue, press play. Now we have a blue sky, looks a little bit better. And now we can add a little sun, go add lamp, sun, move this up, rotate it. Now we have a sun, and it's not looking great, but it's fine. Click on our sun, give it a little bit of shadow action. So now that everything will have shadows, look at that. It's all coming into frame. That looks terrible. Let's just make this a little bit bigger. Make the size a little bit better, a little bit higher quality. There we go. That's looking a little bit better. Maybe give it a filter of like PCF. There we go. Now it's got some gradient action. Hey, that doesn't look too bad. You hit a block, or you hit a pipe, and you explode. Well, everybody, that's how you make a simple Flappy Birds game. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.